and welcome back to my channel. So for today's look, we are going to do this very fiery red hot look. So you guys want to see how I did that, keep on watching. Also, these earrings are up on my website if you guys are interested.
So to start off, I already did my face and I also did my eyebrow, but I have not primed my lid. I am going in with my coconut flakes from Huda Beauty on a M224 brush just to carve out my eyebrow. And we're going to put this a little bit on our lid, but not below our crease. And we are going to go ahead and do this just so we can have a little bit of illumination in there, but on the lid we want to go with something brighter. And I'm sorry for the exposure, I actually filmed this vertical instead of horizontal. It was a big issue, sorry for that. So going in with the M173 brush, I'm going to go ahead and buff that out, but trying to maintain above the crease, not lower than that, because we're going to go ahead and apply a different color in there. So now going in with my NYX Jumbo pencil, I believe in color Milk. I'm just going to go ahead and put this all over my lid because we want to get the intense vibrancy of this red shade. It's called Living My Best, so we want it to be really fiery. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to buff it out with another kabuki little brush. This one, however, has no name, so yeah, we're just going to go ahead and buff that in. First, we're going to go ahead and pat it in just so we can get the most color payoff out of it. And when we get near the crease and where we had the concealer, that's where we're going to go ahead and kind of like blend it in together so it blends in evenly and it doesn't look like white and then the concealer, if you guys get what I'm saying. So, of course, for this look, we are going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2 with Morphe, and we're gonna go ahead and going in first with this red shade right here. It's called Living My Best, and we're gonna go ahead and pick it up in a Packer ColourPop shadow brush E7, and we're just gonna go ahead and get that and pack it all on. I also forgot to mention I did apply some translucent powder underneath my eyes, and the reason for this is because we are working with very vibrant colors, and I did not want this to make a complete mess in my lower eye.
So when doing this technique, you want to take your time building up that color, and we are basically creating like a moon type, except on the outer corner we're gonna kind of bring it out more like a V so it can be more dramatic. And when we get close to the crease, we do not want to apply so much color there. Like you can see, I am focusing the color closer to my lash line, and as I go up, I'm just using whatever product is left over to pat on that area. The reason for that is so it can be more easier to blend. So now we are going to go ahead and move on to this shade right here. It's the color Hard On, and we are using a JH36 brush to pack this on, and we're just gonna sort of pack it on and blend, pack it and blend. And what we want here is just to create sort of like a gradient effect from the red, because it was a very intense red, to I'm using the shade right here that is kind of pinkish, and then we're gonna go on later on with the yellowy shade, and we're just gonna go back and forth. And again, I apologize for the exposure on the camera. I thought I was filming vertically, but I did not move my phone correctly, and it was actually, horizontally. I was actually filming vertically, and I was supposed to film horizontally. So as you guys can see, the transition becomes even more beautiful once you start to blend. You'll see in the seconds where the exposure is not too bad. And you also want to kind of smoke out in the outer corners. I don't mean just the outer corners. What I mean is like the line where you would usually do eyeliner. So going in with the shade No Joke, that yellow shade, we're going to use the JH35 palette. brush, not palette. And we're going to start blending in that hard on shade we just applied. And yeah, it's pretty intense, so just kind of tap off the excess, because as you can see on my eye, I had some little patches when I was applying it. It was at this moment, I think, that I realized that the exposure, there was something wrong because it kept on going off, but I did not realize I was filming, the wrong way. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep on packing that on and blending it in as we go. We're gonna pretty much take this up all the way to the eyebrow. We're gonna leave like just very, very small space between the shadows and our eyebrow. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend and pack it on, because as you guys can see, it's starting to actually look gradient, and that's exactly what we are aiming for. Remember, when you get to the outer portion, to also blend that area with the yellow color, because we want it all to be gradient. So now we're gonna go back into the color Living My Best, and we're gonna go ahead and pack it on our lid again, just in case any of the product actually washed off, and also to give it more vibrancy, since we want all of the colors to look completely 100% vibrant, none of them completely washed off. So we're also gonna go back into the color Hard On, since some of it did wash off with the yellow shade No Joke, and we're just gonna go ahead and blend those together. And we don't want to go too high, because we already applied the yellow and we're not gonna touch that up. So then we're gonna go in with the color Temptress, and with this color we are going in with the e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush, and what we're doing is we are actually just going to go ahead and line our eyelid. And the reason for this is because we want a little bit of dimension and make it an extra dramatic look. And also, it's gonna help us when we apply our eyelashes for them to look even more darker. I want them sort of to have a base when I apply them, but I do not want a complete wing liner, because that will take away from the smokiness of the red. So now going in with the color I'm In It and the JH42 brush, we're gonna go ahead and apply that on our brow bone and our inner corner highlight. And as you can see, I left very, very minimal area for my eyebrow highlight. We really did take up that yellow shade all the way up there. So now going in with some eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. We're just gonna go ahead and apply that in our waterline, and we're also going to set it with the eyeshadow we used, the black one. It's called Temptress, and we're just gonna go ahead and use a flat brush, and it's the Morphe M410 flat brush, and we're just gonna go ahead and while we set that, we're also going to be packing this shade in our lash line, so when we smoke it out, it's completely smoky and there's not a gap between the eyeliner and our eyelashes. So now going back in with the color I'm Living My Best, we are gonna take a ME18 and we're gonna go ahead and smoke this baby out. We're gonna go ahead and bring it pretty low. We just want this to be completely smoky and also very equal to the eyeshadow that we have on top. We don't want it to be too little, because then it's gonna look like a straight little line. We want it to look completely smoky. So before we go in with the yellow, we are going to use a Real Techniques setting brush to go ahead and dust off all of that excess powder that we had, the translucent powder. So we're just gonna go ahead and buff that out and then go in with the yellow. Now going in to the shade No Joke on an M506 brush, we are going to go ahead and smoke that out. We want this look to be completely proportional, so we are going to go ahead and apply that yellow shade as well. So that's why I had said to bring the other color pretty low, because if not, the colors are gonna look very muddy if you blend them all together. You want to have enough space for all of the colors to stand out, and you also want to blend it all the way up, like I said before, with the yellow, so it looks all nice and even. Now, something I will be doing out of camera is my mascara and my lashes. I am using KJ lashes in the style type of way. Now, as for lips, I am using this lip liner, Carabet from LA Girl, and for lipsticks, I am using ColourPop Fuego, and in the center, Dose of Color Nude Chica. I made sure to pat them all in together. So if you guys have reached the end, I want to give you guys a thank you, and please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos also. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye.